Welcome to day 245 of our DeSo journey, sponsored by Crypto Droids.
Yeah, so Crypto Droids, this is their last day of their 2-week sponsorship. I just want to thank Lane from Lane Digital Art. He's been great. And definitely I check their project out. Tomorrow or either tomorrow or Saturday, we're going to hold another auction for another 2-week sponsorship. So stay tuned for that. It will probably run for about 24 hours. But yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother, Brian. And as you can say, today I'm the better looking twin. And we have a special guest, Daniel Kempe. You know him on DeSo he's the creator of CloutPunk, creator of Badass Baboons, and the creator of Grabbits. And he's also the co-founder of Clout Rooms and Clout Later. What aren't you doing on DeSo, Daniel?
Well, I'm not actually very active on my own account. I mean, that's the one thing I'm not doing. I spend all my time on other accounts.
I feel like you're probably like the single version of us. Like you're doing just as much as the two of us are doing somehow, amazingly. Must be magic.
Oh, that's all. Yeah, but also we've got Manu who helps me with the CloutPunk stuff, and he's basically doing all the posting while I'm making all the punks. So it's a great partnership.
Yeah, Manu is another awesome creator on DeSo. But before we get to you and all almost seems like a million projects you're doing on DeSo, we're going to cover some of the news. And yesterday, Stori by Design Star made a post with a sneak peek video of their upcoming app. And Stori really looks amazing. It's basically taking that idea from Instagram stories and putting it on DeSo.
Yeah, I love what Luis and Lucy are doing. It reminded me so much of Instagram, but it kind of brings out the creative side. It allows users to basically take an image and edit it like live on their app and then post it to DeSo, it appears. And I think this is going to appeal to a whole lot of creative users, and it's all kinds of cool ways to kind of take advantage of Stori, I think, are going to come about. I know my wife loves it already. She can't wait. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, have you seen the video, Daniel?
I haven't seen the video yet, no, but I've been following what they're doing with Stori. Yeah, I'll go and check that out after this.
It seems like a really amazing concept, and so far it looks like they're really onto something. We'll have to see how it plays out, but it looks great so far. Yesterday, also, Tyne noticed that Maybeam's working on a new feature on GitHub to add node source to all posts. So basically what this would do is it's going to display a little icon on your post, and say you make a post from bitclout.com and you're reading that post on Diamond app, you'll see a little icon up there. And if you hover over it, it's going to say posted on BitClout, and you can click on it, it'll take you to BitClout. Or if, say you make an NFT post from NFTZ, when you're on Diamond app, it would say posted from NFTZ, and you can click on it and get to NFTZ. So I think that's a great way to kind of help the other nodes become more known within the space.
Yeah, I love this, and I think it does several things that's going to really help DeSo. It's going to incentivize nodes to promote user activity. So like if you own a node, you're going to want more users at your node so that they make posts and you get free promotion. It's basically a way to get free publicity by having your users remain active on your node. It's also going to be an important piece of data. We're going to be able to see which nodes are the most active, which nodes are driving the most traffic to the DeSo platform. That's going to be important, especially when we try to figure out what the best way to onboard people and what nodes might be the best for onboarding. So that's pretty cool in itself. And I think finally nodes are going to compete with one another in a good way. They're going to be competing for users, and that's going to drive innovation and user appeal for sure. So it's definitely a good feature.
It kind of incentivizes nodes to go out and onboard people and go out and acquire users. So I think that's a really good thing, because I think if these individual specific nodes can have their own unique onboarding process, the user acquisition is going to go through the roof.
Totally agree.
So one final thing I want to talk about, other than the fact that Natter made a post that he's working through the holiday, which is awesome. I think he's working his butt off, and I think that goes for the whole core team. They're really working hard to get things done. But I want to touch on one final thing before we get to you, Daniel, and that is that Kinox, the founder of Entree, joinentree.com. We've known that he's been working to implement DeSo on his app, Join Entree. And yesterday he made a post saying that he's in the process of getting his node up and synced for Entree. So, I mean, that's awesome news. It's going to be interesting to see how quickly they can iterate and get the integration done. But the fact that this already established social media platform, Entree, is similar, it kind of takes a similar idea as LinkedIn in many ways. It's already established though, so they're going to integrate DeSo. So we're going to see if that's a way to help onboard users under the DeSo blockchain. It's going to be interesting to see how they do the integration.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see what they do here. I think this could be kind of like an example for other projects to integrate with DeSo, and it could be a blueprint for those to come on to DeSo and integrate their whatever they're working on. So way to go.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So Daniel, let's get to you. So you actually created NFTs on DeSo before you could create NFTs on DeSo. The CloutPunk, I think they were around for almost 100 days before NFTs came to the platform, and you started creating these NFTs. Of course, you couldn't mint them, but you put them out there as posts. And then as soon as NFTs came to the platform, you began minting them. And those, of course, being CloutPunk, which I think is probably the most famous NFT brand on DeSo so far.
Yeah, exactly. We were just lucky, I think, to be in the right place at the right time. And I think at the time, this is like going back now, right at the beginnings of BitClout. CryptoPunks were all the craze. And so sort of the idea of creating custom CryptoPunks basically for people. And that led us to creating a whole page for them. And we called it CloutPunk at the time. And here we are today. It's just grown incredibly. And obviously that's thanks to DeSo, and that's thanks to all the people working behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, you're like the true example of like to go where the ball is rolling. You saw that NFTs were probably going to eventually be on DeSo, and you started creating them 100 days before they actually appeared. And I know we own our own CryptoPunk. There's actually one of each of us, and then there's the one with both of us.
CloutPunk.
Yeah,
CloutPunk, yeah. We're not a CryptoPunk. Sorry about that. But yeah,
It's
we
fired.
love it. We bought a bunch in the beginning. I know we bought the Craig one. We have an animated one, which is really cool.
Dharmesh.
Love the product, Dharmesh.
And we also own the very first CloutPunk, which is you.
Me. I want it back.
That's like the one I value the most. It's the very first CloutPunk. And we also have the animated one. I don't know if it's the only animated one or it's one of the few animated ones.
That is the only
Don't make another animated one, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, CloutPunk, it's kind of been like, I remember everybody aped into those right when the NFTs launched. And I mean, some were going for, I think we paid like $5,000 for the Dharmesh one, and we paid quite a bit for Craig. We got in a bidding war with Jake Udell over some of them in the very beginning. That was so much fun. And I mean, I don't think we ever plan on selling them. But then after that, you moved on to Grabbits. And can you tell us like what was the idea behind Grabbits?
Again, well, NFT launches, you want to sort of test the market with different things. And at the time, obviously, NFTs are going crazy on BitClout. So as the entrepreneur in me wants to make money, I felt like this is a good opportunity to do so. So we put this Grabbits idea together. And the ultimate idea for Grabbits was to start off slowly and then to create the generative collection from all the traits that we will eventually have after creating those initial like 100. That is still the plan, but it's slowed down a little bit because of what we're doing with CloutPunk and what we're doing with Badass Baboons. Yeah, so there's still a future for Grabbits for sure.
Yeah, I really like the Grabbits. And so, but now the latest NFT project that you've really been focusing on is Badass Baboons, which are a really cool generative series. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, we've always wanted to do a generative series. We tried it with CloutPunk. It failed miserably. So
I can only imagine.
I know. I'll post it.
I want to see
Yeah.
that.
So you say it failed miserably. You never actually minted the generative CloutPunk. So
No.
he's not saying that CloutPunk failed miserably. Trying to make it into a generative series just didn't work out.
Exactly. It would have saved me a crap load of time, doing the generative series, because I have to make these all individually, and it does take me quite a while to do them all every single day. And I will post an example of one of the generative ones that we did, and it's just hilarious. So anyway, go back to the main point. We wanted to do a generative collection, so we decided on the badass baboons. We generated 1,000 of those. Put all the website together and everything, and we started to sell them individually on the platform. I think we got to like 120 or so, and we stopped it because we're going to go and do the minting via the landing page, so you get a random baboon as opposed to being able to pick and choose.
Yeah, I like that idea.
People like that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where
baboons.
Badass Baboons is headed. So you're going to basically allow minting on the page, like we've seen with Spookies, like we've seen with Pixel Pirates, I guess it was, and Octoposse.
Exactly. That's the next step.
So I think that's a great idea, and I think Badass Baboons is another one that, like, I think just because they know people know you're behind it, just because of your popularity with CloutPunk, I think people are really jumping into the Badass Baboons as well. Now with CloutPunk, you have the OG series, and you have the CloutPunk, what is it? CloutPunk 10,000
CloutPunk G. Yeah, CloutPunk G. Obviously, it was called G because it was going to be a generative series, but now the G stands for great.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I always wonder why it was called G. So, but the CloutPunk OG series, you still have some that need to be created. How many of those have been created so far?
I want to say about 700.
And you're going up to what, 1,024? So anyone on DeSo can have one made of themselves by, what is it, paying $25 or something?
Yeah, they just need to buy $100 of our coin.
Okay.
And then they pay $50. I want to say $50, half a DeSo, for the NFT, the eventual NFT.
So you can still be a CloutPunk OG. There's still like about 300 or so spots remaining, which is really cool. Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people, especially those who have come onto the platform later, even realize that they can become a CloutPunk OG. So yeah,
it's crazy actually, because sorry, just to add to that, it's funny because most of the new CloutPunk OGs that come in are from outside of DeSo. So we're actually introducing them to the platform via our website, via Twitter.
Oh, wow.
Which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. So you're helping to onboard people. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've literally just added the referral link on the site, which I should have done that ages ago.
So then there's Clout Rooms and Clout Later, which you have helped co-found. Can you tell us about that and where they're standing right now? So
Clout Later was born a long time ago, mainly because my main company, Q, is in the social media space, and we've built a scheduler beforehand. So we felt like BitClout needs a scheduling tool, so we built Clout Later. It started off as an extension, and that was going to be a full-on app. But things have changed a lot since we started Clout Later, and now because we've got nodes everywhere and different sites, Diamond App, BitClout, we're sort of stuck at the moment, and we feel what we might need to have to do is get a scheduling tool for everything, because I know it's on the chain, so we have to go back to the drawing board a little bit with Clout Later. I'd still like to get it working with full on app, because we built the app, it's all ready, it's all working. It works for like Twitter, Facebook, and all the regular ones, but we'd like to get it working for DeSo chain, and so it goes to every node.
Yeah, in our previous life, Ed and I were big on Twitter, and we relied on TweetDeck heavily. And why we relied on TweetDeck was that we wanted to appeal to people from all over the world, not just the people that were in the Eastern time zone in the United States. So like scheduling tweets at like midnight, 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. every now and then, it would attract new followers from around the world. So like the tool was really, really useful for us. So I could definitely see it being useful on DeSo, especially if you can kind of get it to work with all the nodes together.
Everything. Yeah, so that's the plan for that. And it's annoying because it's called Cloud Later, but might have to change it.
So Cloud Rooms is a really cool app too. I know, Brian, you've used that before, right?
Yeah, Cloud Rooms is great. Cloud Rooms, like I love it. You get to meet new people, get to talk to people that you wouldn't ordinarily speak to. So I love using Cloud Rooms.
Yeah, so it's Club Rooms.
Club Rooms, yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, Club Rooms. I have it written right down in front of me.
Yeah, so we started that a little while ago, and development sort of slowed down because of other projects like NFT minting pages and things like that, and the fact that BitClout was changing so much and the API was changing every other day, so it would break the app 20 times. So I'd still love to get that working and fully out there, and I'd really like to link rooms with like NFTs, because I think that's the biggest opportunity right now for Club Rooms. And well, I don't have to change the name either.
I think the ability to like kind of have all your coin holders congregate in one space, I think that's really a cool incentive, especially for like some of the more popular people on DeSo, especially if you start having celebrities. I mean, that could be a super valuable tool to own somebody's coin. So definitely.
Yeah. Sorry, someone's up
there. It's okay.
The dog's
I have a dog too.
Glad to speak 2 seconds.
Yes, so I mean, like, I think everything you're doing on DeSo is really phenomenal, and you have to be one of the people who have your hands in the most things on the platform thus far. If not the top, you're one of the top. And is there anything else you have in your roadmap in the future that we don't know about yet?
Well, mainly it's now, almost like you could say, I'm focusing on what I've got now. The Badass Baboons, the comic, and the future roadmap for that is looking pretty good. Who knows where that would go? But we're gonna put a lot of effort and time and money into that to make it look really good. So yeah, there's no new projects on DeSo at the moment. It's, yeah, like you say, focus on what I've got and make it even better.
Yeah, I think you've been a really important part of the community for sure. I think if it wasn't for you, I think the NFT space probably wouldn't be as far along as it is. So congrats on that. And I look forward to see what you're going to do within the NFT space as well as the development space.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, thanks again, Daniel. It was a pleasure having you on. I'm surprised it took this long for us to get together and have you on the show. It's like, we always like having people on the show, and I know I reached out to you a long time ago, and then we haven't spoken in a while. I'm glad you reached back out to me, a couple days ago. So perfect timing. Have a happy, I was gonna say have a happy Thanksgiving, but you don't actually do Thanksgiving over there, but
I'll eat, yeah.
Eat some turkey anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll be seeing you again in the near future on one of these shows.
Excellent. Thanks very much, guys.